Hello and welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
And this is the bar class with some kettlebells as well. We will press, we will plie, we will challenge that full body mobility and strength pieces, and we'll start with Lauren's foot warm up, and then stay tuned for more exercises on the bar and more kettlebell presses for strength.
This is also telling you we'll work on our hips too. Okay, let's get started at our feet and we'll take it from there. Right now, let's gently pull the leg back, then sending the knee forward to what we call that demi-point position, which is just our toes bent or like a lunge foot. Then we'll push down, go up, hold a little balance, and come down on the other side, knees forward, ankle in line. Repeat 2 more times, hold a little balance, try to look around the room, slowly descend, and then up and switch. On this next one, we'll go up. This time our heel will come down and we'll gently bend our knee, juicily sinking into that, and then extend the hip through, press up to tall, and repeat on the other side. Knee bend, once the heel lands, knee goes forward, extend the hip through. One more time on each side like this, absorbing that landing, sending the knee forward, extending the hip fully at the top. One last time, knee bend, press. Before we go further out of this one, let's point those toes, gently curl over the toes, and then go back to that demi point, go up, and we have to do one more because I missed this on the other side. Let's bend into it, then let's extend, use our toes to point, gently flex around over those toes, go back to the demi point, and then last balance up here, we'll press to tall and hold. Are your cheeks squeezed, your kneecaps pulled up, your ribs over top of your hips, and you're holding that balance for 3, 2, and then with nice straight knees, heels come down, then knees will soften and bend, and then we'll press the hips through to tall. We'll add on to that, working ourselves down towards the floor. Knees bend. This time the heels peel up and try to stay the same height right now. Could you hold that bent legged balance, and then even try looking around the room. That light ab brace, shoulders on top of hips. We'll come back to center, continue descending, and then with or without your hands, knees will land on the floor, hips will extend through, toes will point out the back, and we'll sit back into that. We'll work into our plank here to fire up our core for our presses. In our first plank, our hands will be under our shoulders, our toes will tuck and we'll be up into that high plank position here. In this high plank position, let's start at the tip toes and start creating tension through all the muscles. Meaning, squeeze it, like drill your feet into the ground, feeling even those calves. Then pull your kneecaps up, feeling your quads tense. Then squeeze your butt cheeks, feeling your butt cheeks squeeze. Then brace your abs. Then pull your hands towards your knees without moving, feeling those lats engage. Grip the floor with your hands for 3, 2, and then gently relax. Knees down. Take a second off. The only thing that didn't have tension there was my face.
That's good. You gotta have that impassive face, make it look easy, but we know how much tension that can maintain through the body. This is our splits position. We have straight knees and either those karate dorsiflexed ankles or those ballet points. And at the hips, we have a cow shape, that anterior tip of the hip. With the hands out front, breathe into that nice position and maybe just engage with a little bit of a rib slide. If you have a lot of mobility or a lot of stretch, can you brace and make it really challenging to bring yourself back to center? If you're feeling very stiff in this position, relax into it and let it go side to side. But for the last 1 or 2 here, as I reach out to this right side, I'll resist that effort to pull back to center, further warming up the core. Reach, but come home safe to center. For one more time on those splits, maybe change your feet, straighten those elbows. Let's keep
elbows.
Hands, knees, elbows, all those parts. And from here, we'll keep our spine extra straight and push your sternum towards out front. If we want to get towards that pancake or flat on the floor, we must maintain that long shape as Lauren's showing in the spine, avoiding the slouchy, roundy shapes. So that's our splits. We won't do too much of that here today, but stay with us for maybe weeks 2 to 6. We'll progress this split-like skill until we get up.
Speaking of progressions, today is week 1 of 6, and we're starting to do our presses today. Before we press, we must learn to hold the kettlebell in the position that we'll somewhat press out of. So what we'll do is we'll start that from the floor here today. So we will be starting in what's called our firing range position. Come on down and cuddle your kettlebell.
Cuddle it.
The bell that's the hand that's on the floor is going to grip, and that's the bell that will hold, that's the hand that will hold the bell. With the other hand, we'll cuddle on top, and with two hands, you'll roll to your back, and you'll press this kettlebell. Right now, you can have both knees bent, feet flat on the floor, one leg bent. It's up to you right now. What's most important is that we're thinking about our shoulder positioning as well as our wrist. So let's take a look at our hand that's gripping the kettlebell. We have a nice firm grip. Our wrist is straight and strong, stacked over top of our elbow. Our elbow is over top of our shoulder is nice and packed, and we have that bell resting on the forearm side of our arm. This is the position that we would press out of, or the grip that we would have when we pressed. Let's hold for a couple more seconds. If you're finding this easy to hold, create some more tension by gripping the bell, straightening the elbow, packing the shoulder, and then with two hands, pull the bell down and return it back to that cuddle position on the floor. We'll repeat the same thing on the other side. As we progress our presses today, maybe you continue on with this firing range hold, because that works for you getting used to the kettlebell. Cuddle, roll, two hands, two-handed press. Right now, again, checklist on this side. Is your wrist feeling the same as it did on the other side? Nice and straight and strong. Stacked over top of your elbow, over top of your shoulder. Bell is pushing a little bit into that forearm, but we can gain some strength and resilience there as we hold for another couple seconds. We have that lat engaged, which will come into play when we press. The straight wrist for 3, 2, two hands on, pull the bell down, return it to that cuddle position. Let's do one more time in that plank, thinking of the tension we'll need to press that kettlebell, and then we'll get less talk about the press and more pressing. Hands underneath the shoulders, toes tucked, butt cheeks squeezed. Let's start at the toes again. Drill them into the floor. Feel those calves. Kneecaps pull up. Feel the quads. Squeeze the butt cheeks. Pull the lats down. Now this time, without moving, pull your right hand to your left hip. And pull your left hand to your right hip, creating that isometric cross-body tension. For 3, 2, then lift the hips. Walk the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet, and slowly stack yourself up. Again, using those muscles, engage for tension to bring yourself up to tall. Ooh. Shake that out.
Firing range, a great place to start your kettlebell experience on the floor, nice and safe. Other lifts could include that low lift, Lauren, as well as the rack. Let's just go over those nice and quick here. And if you are not interested to do the press today, these are great foundational skills to start to improve.
All right, we'll start with that suitcase hold. So right over top of our bell, when we're picking up our kettlebell, we always hinge. So hips will go back, knees will bend. One hand will grip, shoulders are square to the floor. Packing that shoulders, loading up the hips to lift the bell, returning that bell to the side of your body. This is what we call that low carrier or suitcase hold. Check in, your feet are gripping the floor. Your hips are extended, your cheeks are squeezed. You're lifting yourself up and over to not let that bell pull you over. Strong, firm grip for 3, 2, bring it back to center, square up the shoulders as you place it down, up without. Shake it out, second side, hinge, square up, preload, up, and hold. So we could just be getting used to holding this new bell today by lifting the shoulder up, slightly retracting, weights even in both feet, hips are extended and squeezed, core is braced for 3, 2, place bell down, stay square. Whew. One more hold today. This is the hold we ultimately press out of our rack position. So what we'll do is we'll hinge. We'll grip with one hand, we'll cuddle with the second. We'll pull the bell up, zipping up our coat and bringing it into that rack position. This is somewhat similar to that firing range in that you'll feel that weight on your forearm. You'll have a nice straight wrist, a vertical forearm, and we're thinking about pressing that bell out of this position for 3, 2, park. Take a second. Same thing, second side. Hinge grip, two hands, zip, rack. So as Ian mentioned, maybe today you're not ready to get this bell overhead. You could hold in this position while we press, thinking and visualizing what that press will look like, maybe even just next week. 3, 2, 2 hands, park. Don't rush your kettlebell skills. It takes a lot of time and patience and practice, just like anything good.
And we have all of that. So let's get going on the bar before we continue with those press. To the bar, we'll start with those feet in our first position. So that's a parallel stance, that turnout femurs on the hips, ending up in that V stance or first position. We'll add our pliés and tendus right away. A plié is that squat. A tendu is a leg out front. We'll stretch the standing leg. We'll pull back to first. Just repeat a tendu after. The same thing to that side second position. So plié, tendu, full stretch, heels touch, straight knees, heels touch in first. Then a plié, straight leg back, full stretch and close, reach back and close. And one more time to the side, full knees straight, heels at touch. Listen to that floor sound. And once we're back in first, let's pull up to our first ankle balance here today. With a hand on the bar or without, with those hands perhaps even our firsts are on those hips. The toes are pointing down, the knee is pointing to the side, and we're holding for time and own that dismount back to a strong first position. Shake and wiggle, and we'll switch and do the same thing on the other side. A plié, tendu, stretch, close, tendu, and close. A plié, reach to the side. Those knees are straight, in, out, and in. Knees bend. Stretch out the back, maintain that turnout with the heel forward and toes back, heel forward, and again to the side, full stretch and close, point long, close, then find that ankle or coup de pied position again. And my knee is trying to reach towards Lauren, my tailbone is reaching towards the floor, same with those toe tips, ribs over hips, maintain your breath, and then finish in our nice tall position.
Now that those hips are warmed up, our core is warmed up, we will start on our pressing journey. So as we mentioned, this is week 1 of 6. If you joined us last week, we peaked and we had some huge presses at the end. But now we're tearing it back down and we'll get back up to that. We're starting this week with a single press. So let's pick that bell up to the rack position and either think about it or press that kettlebell. It's up, and then we control the pull down, keeping the vertical forearm as we get it back to the rack and place it down with control. Suitcase carry, rack hold, firing range, whatever you're doing, second side. Pick it up, rack it, press it, pull it down, 2 hands on, and park it. Whew. Set 1.
Whew. Set 1. Sometimes holding those bells in the warm-up makes set 1 feel almost impossible.
Or easier.
With practice, you take that edge off and we'll get those skills. Tendus, it's on the floor. Dégagé, out, away, and off the floor. We'll go 1s in that cross pattern, so front, side, back, side, and then 2s and 3s. Ready to go? 3, 2, 1, front, then side, then back, and side. Now 2 to the front, 2 to the side, 2 to the back, and side. And now 3 and 2 and 1 and 3 and 2 and 1. And it's the glutes, it's the glutes, it's the glutes, and side, and side, and side. Then bring that leg in, find that ankle coup de pied balance, and either on that flat foot or on those demi points Lauren warmed up with, breathe, maintain, find your center and your focus, and then return, perhaps to 2 points, and then back down to first position with a shake. Pretty quick turnaround here before we get to pressing again, but it's dégagés, 1, 2s, and 3s en croix. 3, 2, 1, front and side. Use your glutes and side. Now 2 to the front, find the middle, to the side, straight out the back, the side again, and 3 and 2 and 1 and 3 to the side, 2, last one, and back and back and back and side and side and side. Then pull it into that ankle coup de pied balance. Breathe, brace, look straight ahead. Extra challenge could be looking around that room. Finish with control, nice high demi points, and then back down to the first position.
Oh, keeping those knees straight is always a challenge, and that's when I start to feel those adductors.
Those muscles here.
All right, so set number 2 of our presses will be working for the number 2. Let's try to string 2 singles together to make 2 presses. Hip hinge, grip bell, to the rack, up 1, inhale on the down, up 2, pull the bell down, and park. Remembering our sets and reps are just guidelines. Maybe don't go above our guidelines. You can if you want to, but if 2 is too many, continue with single reps. That's completely acceptable. Same thing, second side. I'd rather see 1 good rep than 2 yucky reps. And park. You get that strength when your body remembers that nice solid rep versus that.
That's right. Pattern.
It's a technical term.
Good movements, not untechnical terms like. Until then, let's get moving a little bit. Let's use that tendu exercise and transfer our weight as we'll move forward to the side and then back. Starting with our plie again. Plie, tendu, land toe ball heel, and then return to the ankle balance on the inside leg this time. Then reach to the back, land toe ball heel, dégagé to the front, and then back into our first position. Same thing to the side. It's a plie, tendu. Now press away and find an ankle balance in center, and then land toe ball heel, dégagé out to the side, and back to that first position. Repeating to the back, plie, reach back, push forward, go back, find that ankle coup de pied low, then stretch forward, toe ball heel, flick out the back, return first, and to the side, press away from the bar, push away from the bar to move to the bar. Then this time, we'll start in that balance again, but find that passe position just like Lauren. The hips are pointing down, the knee is pointing side, and the toes are pointing down too. We're keeping the rib cage over top of those hips. Maintain your composure, and then find a nice strong first position. And shake. We'll be doing the same thing now on the other side. A tendu weight transfer front, and then a dégagé weight transfer to the rear. A plie, out front. Reach and find that ankle balance low. Find center, land toe ball heel, point front, return first. Plie, to the side. Push to the bar to move away from it, and push away from the bar to move to it. Back to our first position. A plie, a reach. Point front, knee side. Reach front, land toe ball heel, flick out the back, return first. And last time to the side, push and assemble. And then push away from the bar to move to it. At that ankle balance, and then find your passe or at the knee, and just find that nice little nook. There's nice little nooks all around the body. Find one that is strong, not restful, but a nice active position here. And then return to our first position. We can't always go up with those reps, so today we'll be waving, I think, from 1s to 2s back down to...
So this is set number 3 here, and as Ian said, yes, 1s, 2s, and we'll be coming back to the number 1 here. So let's do 1 good rep on each side.
Left side first?
Using your, sure, switch arms. Using your hinge, grip bell, pull to the rack, and 1 press up. Control the down, hold for an extra second, and then put it down. Stand up without it. Shake out that tension, but then gather it back up. Hinge, rack, press out of it, pull down, pause in that rack for a second, and then put the bell down, returning it to the floor. Whew, more to come.
More to come. Sounds good. Until then, let's return to the bar and work on our fondue exercise here. Fondues means, in this case, knees bend and straighten both together. So let's pull up to the ankle balance coup de pied on a single leg squat, and then reach, stretching legs out front. And then return to that ankle coup de pied, and then stretch together out to the side. It's a back ankle coup de pied, and a full stretch to the rear. And then one more time to the side. finishing en croix. This time, let's find that demi. So we're on a full foot here, rise to demi, and then land on a full foot. Rise to demi, land on that full foot, full stretch out the back. One more time to the side, stay on demi, find that passe, and with or without the assistance of the bar, hold a demi point, passe, hold, breathe. And then return with control. Whew. Looks nice and quiet, almost like we were in control there. Use the bar, that's why we're here, but also challenge yourself in center when you need to. Starting with coup de pied and a knee bend and a full stretch. Ankle, knee bend, full stretch. Back ankle coup de pied, find that center line straight behind you, and then knee bend, full stretch to the side. Repeating again and flat foot if that's for you, or find that demi rise, knee bend, and knee extend. Back ankle coup de pied, full stretch on that demi point, and then one more time to the side. Stay demi if that's for you. Find passe if that's available as well. And just a little bit more focused. Arms first, arms on the bar, highest demi point as possible, and then back to 2 points to our first position. Pressing.
All right, pressing set number 4. So we have to start with that non-dominant hand as we did the last set. And we're aiming to do 2 in a row again. Hinge, grip, pull to the rack, 2 this time. Always coming back down to the rack position and not bouncing out of it. So control that pull down, come down on that strong core, and then place the bell down without. As you press, you're thinking about that core tension that we created in our plank. Root your feet, pull your kneecaps up, use your whole body to press. Hinge grip, pull to rack, 1, pull down, 2, pull back down, put it down, and take a second off. Great. One more set of that. Well, that's a lot.
One set of the heavies, and we do have a nice
You'll get used to that.
set at the end.
A lot.
Great cues there, Lauren. Heavy feet,
I like for your
knees,
benefit.
Glute squeeze. Another analogy Lauren didn't share there, but has in the past, is using your core as a spring. Load up your core.
Stay tuned.
It will help your press. Until then, though, we're going to move away from that bar and work on another quick move, but then really slow one after as well. This is 8-8-4-4-2-2-1-1-1-1-1 dégagé style. Arms could be in the side second or with the hands on the bar. 8 one side, then the other, counting down. 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7, 8. Now 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now 4. And 4 of them. Now 2 of them, and 2 of them, and a single, and a single, and a single, and a single. Now start with that other side with that number 8. 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. Now 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 4, 3, 2, and 1. 4, 3, 2, and 1. 2 quick ones. 2 quick ones. A single, a single, a single, a single. And chill. Let's go to the bar. One more quick exercise here, a little bit slower. Be in that first position.
One more quick exercise, a little slower.
In that first position, do that tendu exercise to the front. Then do a rond now as you open to the leg. Maintain that turnout, so the inseam facing forward as you reach to the back, and then bring it through to first. Same idea to the back. Now turn out from the back to the side to the front, and bring it underneath. We'll repeat that on the other side, rather in center, in just a moment. That circling of the hip. Take the leg to the front. Straight knees, toe points. Keep the hips and shoulders facing forward as you reach that leg to the back. And then heels lead forward, toes lead back. Stretch the knee, reach out to the side, bring it into the front, and then back through into that nice, strong, tall first position. Soft and hard, fast and slow. Let's play with those variables here as we now press.
We have one last set of what we discussed presses. We'll be doing 1 press each side. Ready? Pick your first starting arm. Hip hinge, grip to that rack position, and 1 press up, control the pull down, and then 2 hands and place down. Make that a nice strong press, thinking about everything, putting it all together. Here we go, hip hinge, grip to the rack, 1 strong press, and then pulling the bell down, and 2 hands to place it down. As mentioned, we have 1 more set of presses, but let's do a little something in between and we'll come back to that for a surprise.
Something in between. So we're gonna clear out just a little bit of room here for me on my side because I have long legs. So make sure you have some nice space in open space. We'll be doing a rond de jambe exercise on a plie. Use the bar if you wish, or challenge yourself in the center here. So let's pull ourselves down to our first position plie squat. Then take a single leg and reach it right to the middle. Now from the middle or front, reach it to the side. Maintain that turnout. Reach it to the back. Also maintaining that turnout, we'll stretch the standing leg and pull back into a strong, tall first position. Repeating in the reverse direction. So this time we'll plie, reach a leg to the back, and now maintain a stiff knee and a squeeze butt as we open to the side, to the front, a full stretch, and let's just close back to first. Make a little bit more room, find a space ready for you. Let's do the same thing on the other side. A plie, straight forward. Now with the bent knee, have it reach towards that back wall behind you. Maintain that turnout, great upper body shape there, Lauren. We full stretch and return to our first position. Then again, a plie. There will be a weight transfer here, but stretch that back leg, maintain that turnout, back to side, side to front, full stretch, and back to that first position. 1 more time, little extra add-ons though. We'll plie, we'll reach to the front.
First leg.
And on a bent leg, let's lift and hold. 3, 2, tap down. Then bring it out to the side. Maintain the level hips, flexing on the hip, lifting from those deep hip flexors to the side. And let's just stand up tall and pull together. We'll save the back for another day. Just 1 last exercise here to the front. So a plie and a reach. Get stability to that standing leg by having it reach to the back wall, point, tendu, reach to the side. Time under tension here. Same effort. Ooh, this is my least favorite side maybe. Lift it up, hold, maintain, tendu, stretch the standing leg, and pull together. At our shake. This is that last exercise of press, Lauren.
All right, so as promised, 1 more set. You could keep the same bell and pick the number 1 or 2 and repeat again. Or if you're like us and you happen to have 1 bell size down, you could exchange it for a slightly lighter bell. With that slightly lighter bell, we both want a whole bell size down, which is 4 kgs. With that lighter bell, let's pick a number anywhere from 1 to 5 and perform that many number of reps. I'm going to hit the number 5 here. Hip hinge, grip bell, pick it up, and 1, 2, practicing everything we said, still keeping that vertical forearm, still keeping that core brace, driving through that pinky side as we press. I think that was 5.
That was 5.
And then putting it down with control. Shake it out. Same thing, second side. Let's think about that breathing pattern as we do the second side. Pull to the rack position. Hup. Inhale on the down. Hup. A little bit of that exhale, but it's that exhale that comes from the core to give you that little spring that was mentioned earlier. Last one. And then pull the bell down and park it with control. Whew. Nice.
That is nice. I would like to finish today's class here with one of Lauren's favorite weight transfers, moving from side to side through that plie. Let's just finish with that, Lauren. Take it away.
Oh, okay. We will start in our first position, which is our heels together underneath of us. Next, what I'd like you to do is just point to the side only as far as you can reach, and then land toe ball heel. Right now, let's just do this on straight legs. Push 1 leg away from you in equal and opposite direction, and transfer that weight and hold. Then toe ball heel, equal in opposite direction, push away to stand up tall. We will add on toe, ball, heel. Pull so much that you start bending your knee. Then lift that leg and hold for 3, 2, land. Right now we're gonna go pull on the straight leg to pull ourselves across, trying to stay the same height, and then point. We're working on here is keeping those hips open, but also on that knee over toe. Toe, ball, heel. Pull yourself across. One more time on this bent leg, holding. But from the bent leg, could you push to tall and hold a straight leg balance? Hips are forward, cheeks are squeezed. Then knee bends. Toe, ball, heel, pull across. Feel the adductor, knee towards over toe. Hips are still behind you when you do this, so avoid letting that butt cheek come out to the side. Push down to stand up, hold. One more time, knee bend. 2 more really, because you have 2 legs. Pull across, transfer weight. Push down to go up. Then keep pushing down to find your balance. Hold, balance in space for 3, 2, land heel, knee bend, pull across. One last time over. Push down to go up. Stack yourself, find a balance, hold, 3, 2, heel lands, knee bends. This time we pull to center, hold. Feel your heels pulling together without moving, and you should feel those adductors. Now push down into the floor in this direction as if you're going to stand up. Feel those cheeks, then continue pushing down to stand up all the way. Pull your kneecaps up, squeeze your butts, create that tension one last time, and then relax.
And let it melt on away.
Let it go.
Normally, it's live on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Today is a little bit of a different day, but we wanted to get the workout in, and even if we're sick and even if we're tired, we know we feel better when we move. So thank you for being here. Light amount, of course. Always in relativity to
how you're feeling.
Trying to pick up off the Newton words there, but failed.
Right.
So this is our bar class, and we will be back next week to progress. 1s and 2s turns into 2s and 3s, and soon enough, you'll be pressing the kettlebell with relative ease.
That's better.
Okay, try it.
Thanks for joining us here. It starts again next week on Tuesday with the kettlebell. Remember to like, subscribe, and check out our Patreon. We have 5 Patreons. We're on our way to 10, which is our first goal. So continue checking that out and helping us continue to do some bars and bells.
Do this.
Until next time, take care.
Stay strong.
And we'll train soon.
Good day.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.